I don't know. George and I's biggest arguments always just went over the dumbest stuff. Like it's usually like I think the like George like I think I'm very argumentative and George like does not want to give ground like at all. It's like the same thing that happened with the whole Dream Shorts thing before, where it was like George and Sapnap were hitting each other like back and forth, and like they just would not stop because like neither of them wanted to be the last person to hit the other person. Even when it got to the point where like everyone was so pissed off, like they just didn't want to like they just wouldn't stop because like George and Sapnap, but mostly George, like did not want to be like the last whatever. It's the same thing with like arguments. Like a small argument can turn into a big one with George because George will just be like so petty. Like it'll be like over and he'll just be like, "Yeah, but I'm right," or something like right at the end of the argument, and it's like, "Oh my god, George, I'm gonna punch you." So yeah, I think that's our biggest argument's always been over something dumb. Like I remember we had a really big argument one time, and it was like, it was literally just like you said this, and I'm like, no, I said this. And it's like, no, 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 you said this. I'm like, oh, well, you mean you may, I didn't. You might have thought I said that, but I said this. And it's like, nope, you definitely said this. And it's like, then it just becomes this big argument. Where it's like, what do you mean? How are you going to tell me what I said? I said this. He's like, nope, you said this. It's like, no, I didn't. I said this. And then it's like become it somehow like derails into this. Like, he's like, quackity, quackity. What do you think? Stop that. What do you think? What do you think? What do you say? What do you say? And then it's like, well, I don't know. Like they just like avoid getting involved. But it's just like I don't know. Neither of us like being wrong, and neither of us like conceding arguments, and so it's just like arguments. The smallest thing will just become like this big thing, and then like the next day, no one cares. But or even like an hour later, no one cares. But it's just funny.